Guys, the biggest thing right now that I see in ham radio is the hatred for computers, man. I don't understand it. When I first got in it, I kind of got it. I kind of was like, man, computers, they're not radio, they're not radio. But then I started realizing that it's just another mode, like sideband, like FM. And so I started realizing, there's something to it. And then I got into FT8, and then I got into this other stuff. And now I've discovered SSTV. And then last night I used this other digital mode. JS, what is it?
FL Digi. Or we were using PSK 3250.
PSK 250 was what we were using last night. And it worked. It was fun. I had a great time last night, with everybody talking back and forth about how to use it and everything. The moral to the story that I'm trying to make here is, if you haven't hooked your computer to your radio yet, what are you waiting for? Let's get it done, because there's just so much more fun to have with that. I love voice too, guys, but there's just not a lot going on with voice right now. So basically the bottom line is, nobody wants to hear this. Nobody wants to hear what I'm about to say. But there's three things right now, basically, that are saving ham radio. There's three things right now that are stimulating new people to come to ham radio. There's three things right now that are still making this work under the current system. And that's Baofeng, digital modes, and computers and the internet. And I'll explain. Baofeng, it's simple. I know everybody loves to hate Baofeng, and I'm not going to get on here and start talking geopolitical this and human rights that. Okay. As far as the radios are going, they're bringing people into our hobby. We have no control over how they're made or who makes them or who ships them and how much they charge for them. But regardless of all that, regardless of the preppers, regardless of the reasons, regardless of the illegal use before it becomes legal, whatever, it's bringing people into the hobby. And that's all that matters to me at this point about Baofeng radios. It brought me into the hobby. My son-in-law brought one of them in the house. Said, hey, I bought these radios. We want to use them at work. I want to do it legally. Can you tell me what I have to do it legally? And that was the research that got me to find out that the code thing was gone and I could actually get my ham radio license. And Baofeng is why I'm a ham radio operator right now. If it wasn't for those cheap $20 radios that he brought home that day, I would not be a ham radio operator today. So I owe it to those stupid cheap radios that are built in some sweatshop on the other side of the world. Regardless, it's working for us right now, and there's nothing we can do about it either way. So we just got to put aside the hatred and embrace the good. I don't know what else to say, okay? Digital modes. There was a time when you could tell somebody, you can pick up this mic and you could talk to a guy in Japan. You can pick up this mic and you can talk to a guy anywhere in the world. Nobody cares about that anymore. I go on my computer and I can share whatever I want with anybody I want in the world instantaneously. Voice, video, audio, radio. I can broadcast live to YouTube worldwide. I could Zoom anybody. I can Skype anybody. I can do all kinds of things that sound dirty. And the point is that doesn't entice people into ham radio anymore. There's nothing about long distance phone that entices people into radio anymore. So we need something that's going to get new people, young people, computer people into ham radio. And SSTV and FT8 are two mediums that are going to do that. And I really think that. And so those digital modes are going to be so important. And then finally, computers and the internet. It's because there's a lot of us now, there's still a lot that aren't, but there's a lot of us now that are using social media and using YouTube and using Zoom and using all of these computer mediums that we have out here to get the word out to a younger generation about ham radio and about how much fun it is and how much you can do with it and how amazing it is and how you can literally learn a new skill every week and never run out of things to learn. It's probably the most amazing hobby on earth, and it's the most amazing science hobby that there ever was, and I just absolutely love it. And so I thank God we have the internet, we have YouTube, and we have computers to help us get the word out and entice new people into our hobby, because it is so important. All right, I'm off the soapbox. Does anybody have any comments about that?
No, I think absolutely the Baofengs are they're pretty good. Once you've had one for a few years, then maybe you can go for an upgrade. But I used the Baofeng UV5R for like 6 years, and it works fine. It's a great little radio, and it only costs $25 on Amazon. So they are fantastic, and yeah, definitely, because young people can buy them. Because we don't have huge budgets, and we have an allowance or something, and $30 that takes 3 weeks to get. So. That's Baofengs are fantastic. I know I've used mine. I still use mine. It's a fantastic radio. And yeah, I agree with you.
And as a disclaimer, because I want to make John happy, they're also crap. Is that okay, John? Will that do? They're cheap radios. They're inexpensive. The whole rumors you hear about the whole spurious transmissions and they're ruining radio. It's not that bad. They're not perfect. They're not great radios. They're good radios though, and they do work, and they're great starter radios. And I suggest everybody starts with one of those on your way to something better. And I do.
Ones that are compliant with the FCC regulations.
Yeah, and I will tell you guys, there's all the ones I have are non-compliant radios. Does that mean I can't use them? No. Does that mean I can't possess them or sell them personally to another ham? No. I can have them, I can sell them, I can have them. It comes down to vendors. Vendors are the ones that have the. It's incumbent upon them to only sell what is FCC compliant, and the factories to sell what is FCC compliant. Once we've bought something and it's ours, we can buy it, use it, sell it back and forth to each other, and it's still perfectly legal. I just want to put that out there. The club's being very cautious because we're wanting to buy little Baofengs to program for new people, and we want to be legal. FMARC, we want to do it the right way. We want to be legal. So we're wanting to get the right radios, the ones that are FCC compliant. That being said, I don't want the rumor out there that these other ones are now illegal radios. They're not illegal radios. They're simply just radios that were sold previous to this law being changed, and they're legal as used radios on the system. That's basically where it's at. They're grandfathered, if you will. I will caution you guys, if you have Baofeng equipment, please be careful, because it will broadcast on frequencies that we're not allowed to broadcast on, and we don't do that.